today's class. Thanks for joining even on an Easter day. Today is going to be a slow flow, so that means we're going to definitely move and sweat a little bit. But a slow flow class is, on the one hand, good for beginners because we go a bit slower, so you have more time to settle into poses and to feel particular movements and what feels good for you. On the other hand, still for a bit more advanced people, it's interesting as well because it can still be quite a strong practice with some more advanced options. So choose today the options that feel good for you and that you feel like taking. And as always, since this is an online class and I can't really keep a good eye on you guys, listen to your body. You never want to feel any sharp, short, stingy sensations in any body part. So listen to your body, and if anything doesn't feel good, take a resting pose like a child's pose or a down dog, or go into Shavasana whenever you want. All right, we're going to start actually in Shavasana. So you can come and lay down onto your backs, stretching out, and maybe for everyone to go on mute would be amazing. So there's no background noise, please. Thank you. I can do it for you all, but I always feel really bad to put people on mute without asking. Okay, so settle in. And just lay yourself down onto your backs. And give your feet some space. Allow your toes to fall out to the sides. And give your arms some space next towards your body. And turn the palms up to face the sky. And start to focus on your breath there. Just notice how your breath is moving through your body. And notice how the body feels today. On this Easter morning. Obviously a bit of a weird Easter. But I hope you guys still have some fun plans. Allow your body to get heavy there. And to find softness in every part. Relaxing your feet, your ankles, knees, your quads, your hips, your belly and chest, your back, your shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists and fingers. The back of your head softly into your mat as well. Relaxing your face and letting go of any tension. Your jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Everything is relaxed. Whatever is happening for you these days, whatever you may worry about or stress about, see if you can let it go for the next 60 minutes. Just allowing yourself to be here, fully present, and to move and connect with your breath. And if you want to set a full intention for yourself around any of that, then just take a last moment here to set that intention. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And a super deep sigh out through your mouth. Allowing that intention to flow into your space and to guide you through your practice today. And gently start to open up your eyes, coming back into the space that you're currently in. And then from there, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around the knee. And just give it a gentle pull in towards maybe even the armpit to open up the hip a little bit more. Strongly pressing the left heel and the left calf into your mat. And feel free to make some circles with that hip. Just to open up the right side a little bit here. We'll do it slowly, mindful movements. Keeping the left leg active. Take another breath in. And then slowly release your right leg down and draw your left knee in. So the right heel presses into the earth, and that left knee draws in towards the chest or the armpit. And again, maybe you make some circles just to allow that hip to open. Feel free to bring it into any direction where you feel that sweet spot for you. Final breath in, and then slowly release the left leg as well, bending into both knees, and you place your feet really close towards your hips here, so close that with your hands you can tap your ankles. Feet are hip width apart, and you plant your hands next towards those hips, grounding the palms deeply down, and walk your shoulders a little bit away from your ears here. And with your next inhale, start to engage your inner thighs and your glutes, lifting the hips up away from the floor into a bridge pose. Pressing into the shoulders, palms, and soles of the feet, and keeping your chin away from your chest. Now lift the hips a little higher if you can. And with your next exhale, softly allow them to come back down. And we'll do that a few times. So inhale to lift the hips up. And then exhale to bring them back down. And keep that movement going. Inhales to lift. Every time a little higher. Exhales to soften. And try to really ripple through your vertebra whenever you lift up. Starting with the tailbone. And then vertebra by vertebra, you roll back down again. If you want to add something here, then take an inhale and lift the hips and bring the arms all the way overhead as well. Tap the hands behind you. And with your exhale, everything down. And maybe you close your eyes here. So you start to really connect movement with breath. And start to feel that energy move through your body. One more round. And then slowly release it down. Now one more time, without the arms, lift your hips up into that bridge pose. Maybe this time you take your hands underneath the back, coming on to the shoulders a little bit deeper. And then start to press even harder into your left foot so you can lift the right leg up towards the sky. Now keep squaring your hips here, keep lifting the hips. Super strong in the left leg, point the right toes. One more inhale. Now with your exhale, without bringing the hips down, step the right foot back. Keep that bridge pose and change it up to the other side. Left leg lifts, squeeze that right glute as hard as you can. Keep the hips squared. One more inhale. And with an exhale, slowly with control, step your left foot down. Release the hands from underneath the back and allow the hips to melt. Hug the knees in towards your chest for a moment and give yourself a bit of a roll over the lower back. Making some circles. And then bring the hands behind your thighs here. And start to make a rocking movement, rolling over the spine. Maybe 3, 4, or even 5 times until you have some momentum to sit up straight and roll straight away into your tabletop position, coming back into the middle of your mat. Hands are stacked directly underneath the shoulders and the fingers are spread as wide as you can. Knees are stacked directly underneath the hips. Now from here we go straight into our cat and cow pose. So inhale, tailbone lifts, navel down, heart lifts forward, head goes up. With your exhale, round the spine, opposite direction, chin to chest, and push the floor away. Inhale back to that deep arch. And exhale to round. And again, maybe you close your eyes here. So you can connect that simple movement with your breath. And you can actually feel how that simplicity feels in your body. And if you want to take this a little further, feel free to start making H shapes or circles with your hips. Finding the space into your rib cage, shoulders, hips, and vertebra. As long as you keep connecting your movements with your breath. Going free flow a little bit maybe. Just rolling up the spine. Take a last breath in. And with your exhale, you come back to the center, tabletop. Now from here, take a breath in to lift your right hand off the mat and twist open to your right side. You want to really twist from the core and from the right shoulder, pushing the floor away with the left hand and reaching up through the right fingertips. Engage your core. Belly is strong. Take another inhale. With your exhale, draw that right hand underneath the left arm. Lay yourself down onto the shoulder. The head comes down, finding a twist. Optional here to take your left hand up towards the sky. And then either you tuck it behind your back or feel free to extend it over your head if you want a bit of a shoulder stretch. Breathe into your belly. Last breath in. And with your exhale, bring that left hand first back in front of your face. So you can gently press yourself back up. And the same way you came in, you come out. So you swing the right arm open one more time. Maybe finding a millimeter extra space. And then slowly bring it back down. Align yourself back into your tabletop. And then we take it to the other side. So inhale, left arm rises. Really try to extend through the left fingers. Draw that left shoulder open. Core is engaged. Press into the right hand. One more breath in. With your exhale, find your twist. Draw left arm underneath. Lay your shoulder and the head down. And then maybe take that same variation with the right arm. One last breath. And then bring the right hand slowly back down. Press yourself up and swing the left arm open one more time. Inhale to extend, find that little bit extra. And with your exhale, bring it down. Now make sure your fingers are super spread again. And that you press every knuckle down into the earth and then tuck your toes under. Taking a deep inhale. And with an exhale, you shoot your hips up high for downward facing dog. Maybe if you want, just pedaling it out a little bit. Bending your knees a few times. Lifting your heels. Make any other movement that feels good for you. And in that down dog, press your knuckles deep into your mat. Keep your head heavy in between the shoulders. Start to bring the head closer towards the toes. Bring the heels as close in towards the earth as you can, but if they keep away from the mat, that's fine. Just bend your knees a little bit. We want to create a long line from the wrist over the shoulders towards the tailbone. Every exhale, just see if you can create a bit more space by pressing the heels deeper down and lifting the hips up higher. Take another breath in and a deep sigh through the mouth. Let it go. And then inhale to lift your heels, look in between your hands. Start to tiptoe, baby steps all the way forwards. Top of your mat. Planting the feet about hip width apart. And then grabbing hold of your opposite elbows. Slight bend into your knees, take them up and up. Folding deeply. Allow your belly to connect with your thighs maybe. And feel free to sway a bit from side to side. Finding that heaviness into your upper body. Allowing gravity to pull you down. Your legs may start to tingle. Let them do that for a little while. And then slowly release your arms. Now keep your left hand, place it in front of the right foot on the fingertips. You can keep your knees bent as much as you need until you can keep that hand down. Then inhale to lift the right arm over, another twist. Look up towards the right hand. Maybe extend the right leg, bend more to the left so you can deepen the twist. And try to lengthen, shoulders away from your ears. One more inhale. With your exhale, right hand comes down, crosses over the left, in front of the left foot, and then we take it over to the other side. Inhale, twist. Exhale, left hand down, do that a few times. Again, cross it over. Inhale to your right, twist. Lengthen more. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, keep that going. Use your breath. Exhale, down. One more time, each side. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhale. And exhale. Now bend your knees and start to roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Keeping the upper body heavy, arms heavy. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. So feet are still a bit apart, palms face forwards. Your knees are soft. Take them off the lock. And scoop your tailbone under just gently. Rolling shoulders back and down the spine so you can lift your heart and then lengthen through the neck. Take a deep breath in. And a deep sigh out. Then inhale, bring your arms up to sky. Bring the palms together here. Interlock the fingers and shoot your index fingers up as in a pistol. And maybe step your feet out a little bit wider here. Then take an inhale to lengthen and lift. With your exhale, lean over to your right side, letting a deep side stretch. Now from here, draw the right shoulder forwards, left shoulder back. So you keep lifting that heart up. And keep reaching away from you. Your core is really engaged. To protect the lower back, and press into the feet. Lean a little further if you can, last breath in. And come back to center. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, other side. Draw your left shoulder forwards, lift your heart. And really breathe into that whole side body space here. Open the space in between the ribs. Lean into it. Last inhale. And come back to center. Exhale, release the hands down towards your heart space. Samasthiti. Step your feet back into your hip width apart. Come towards the top of your mat if you're not yet there. And then take a deep inhale and lift the arms up to sky. Look up. With your exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Start to fold forwards, keeping the back flat. Nose to knee. Inhale, come halfway lift, flat back. Hands and shins. Roll the shoulders away from your ears, lengthen through the neck. Pull the navel in. Take another breath. And with an exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step your right foot back and then your left foot back. High plank. Always a modification for a high plank to bring your knees down. But if you want to keep them up, press the heels backwards. Push the floor actively away from you till you round into the shoulder blades. And bring your ribs closer towards the hips so the core starts to engage. Take another breath in. Pause here. And then with an exhale, knees down to earth. Inhale, shoulders move forwards over wrist. With your exhale, come halfway, lower down. Keep your elbows tucked in towards the body. Then inhale, press yourself back up again. Exhale, come halfway. Yes, indeed. A few push-ups before that Easter brunch. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come halfway. One more time. Inhale to lift. And with your exhale, come halfway. And then all the way down. Untucking your toes. And bringing the arms in a cactus shape. And lifting the heart up. Inhale. Exhale, lower downward hover. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, one more time. Keep the neck long. And with your exhale, release your hands underneath the shoulders. Press back up through that plank. Tuck your toes, core is engaged. And then lift up back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. And then inhale to lift your heels, look in between the hands. Start to tiptoe all the way forwards again. Inhale, come halfway, lift, flat back. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to bend the knees, rise up all the way. Bring your arms along this time. Lengthen and reach up. Exhale, hands into your heart space. I'm going to do that same round 2 more times, building up the strength. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Plant hands, step back, high plank. Super strong, straight away core, press into the hands. Inhale. Optional to bring the knees down or to go full chaturanga if you like. Keeping the knees away from the floor, but take it slowly. Release the body down, keep the elbows in, untuck toes. Inhale, cobra. See if you can extend your elbows. If that's too much, feel free to keep them bent, but keep them in towards the ribs. Lift your heart, take another inhale. And with your exhale, press back through that plank, tuck your toes, downward dog. Creating that space into the shoulders. Pressing the belly closer towards your thighs. One more breath. And then an inhale to lift your heels, look in between the hands. Step or float forwards, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, bend the knees, look up. Exhale, heads to heart. And straight away, last round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Plant hands, step or jump back into your high plank. And then lower down, maybe with the knees first, we're taking that full chaturanga. Keep the elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale for a cobra or maybe an up dog. If you're an up dog, lift the hips up as well. Lift the chest forwards. And then exhale to roll over your toes. Use your core to pull you back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a deep exhale. Inhale to lift your heels. Look in between your hands. Step or float. Top of your mats. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to bend the knees and rise. Look up. Exhale, hands into your heart. And this time allow your thumbs to actually connect with the heart space. Roll the shoulders back and down the spine. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice the energy that starts to move and build up in your body, that heat that's working. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes up again. Bringing your big toes together to touch. Sinking deep into your hips, finding Utkatasana chair pose. Swing the arms up. Now in that chair pose, you have options. Hands can be on hips if it's too much on the shoulders. And you want to keep squeezing knees and big toes together. Every muscle in your legs engages. And gentle tap of your tailbone. Take another breath in. And with your exhale, slowly fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale to fold. Plant your hands and feel free to take a flow or you step back into your downward facing dog. So if you want to flow, you come forwards into your plank and then you lower down. Same series as we just did 3 rounds. And then you reach your down dog. Lift your right leg high up towards the sky. Coming high onto your left tippy toes. Lift the right leg as high as you can, squeezing the right glute. Take another inhale. And with your exhale, bring right knee into chest. Come forward, shoulders come over the wrist. And see if you can draw that right knee in towards the chest, rounding the shoulder blades. Look in between your hands. Deep breath in. And with your exhale, step the right foot forwards. Your back knee comes down here. Your left hand stays down as well. And then you twist open. Right hand reaches. Again, draw from the belly. Belly is away from your thigh. And if you want to take it a little further, you can lift your back knee off the mat. Allowing space into the hips, let them melt. And reach further through those fingers. One last breath. And with your exhale, bring your right hand down towards the mat, framing the front foot. Then inhale, keep that back leg super strong and a deep bend into your hips, lifting the heart forwards. And with your exhale, into a wide-legged pyramid, extending the right leg as far as you can, dropping the nose towards the knee. Feeling that deep stretch into the back of your right leg. And drop the left heel as deep into your mat as you can. Then we're going to flow with our breath there. So inhale, come back forwards. Lift the heart, melt the hips, back leg is strong. Exhale, extend, pyramid. Inhale, move forwards. Exhale. Inhale forwards. Go a little deeper. Exhale. Find a bit more straightening here in that right leg. And then inhale, come back forwards. And this time with your exhale, if you can, slowly rising arms up. High lunge. So in a high lunge, your right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle. Your back knee presses up. And think about, let's say, lifting the front body up and grounding the back body down, tucking the tailbone. Finding a depth. And super strong in the legs, starting to feel that right glute burn. Take another inhale. And then with your exhale, drop your left heel in, finding a warrior 2. So warrior 2, right toes turn forwards, the left toes out towards your left. You bend again deep into the right knee, open that knee out. Scoop your hips under, arms extend. And then check if your shoulders are stacked on top of the hips. Looking over that right middle finger. With your next exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale to flip the palm, reverse. Exhale to go even deeper. Keep that knee bent, the right knee stays deep. Breathe into the side body. One more breath. And with your exhale, slowly wiggle your hands down, frame your front foot, then lift the back heel off again and step it in a little bit. So you find a full pyramid here. So in a pyramid pose, your feet are on train tracks as if you're on skis, and both toes are turning forwards, both heels are in the mat if you can, and try to straighten both legs as much as possible. If it's hard, then keep a little bit of a bend. If you can keep your hands down, keep them down. But if that's hard, you can bring them onto the shin as well. And then take a deep breath in to lengthen through the back. And with your exhale, you fold forwards completely. Dropping nose into knee. If this is hard, you can also step the left foot in even closer until it makes it easier to straighten both legs. Starting to feel that heat in the right leg. Good stretch in the back of that leg. Take another inhale. And then with your exhale, bend into the right knee, plant your hands down. Step back for a downward dog or take your vinyasa flow. And try to find a little bit more space into that down dog. Press the heels closer down. Shoot the hips up even higher. Bring your belly closer towards the thighs. Take a deep inhale. And a deep sigh out. Then inhale to lift your heels. So look in between your hands. Step or float, top of your mats. Inhale, come halfway, lift flat back. Exhale to fold. Then bring your big toes together to touch again. Coming straight into that Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, sit lower. Think about tucking the tailbone and lifting your heart up and open. One more breath, sit a little deeper if you can, squeeze those glutes. And with your exhale, fold again. Inhale, flat back. With your exhale, plant the hands, step back, down dog or flow. And then we take it over to the other side whenever you're ready. So you lift your left leg high to sky. Come into your right tippy toes, lifting the heel. And then take another breath to squeeze the left good and lift the left leg higher. With your exhale, draw left knee into nose, very controlled tiger curl. Dropping the knee in towards the chest. And then look in between the hands. Take another inhale. And with your exhale, step the left foot forwards. Your back knee comes down. Right hand stays. Twist. Allow your hips to melt forwards. Just gonna change up quickly. So you want to feel this, a good stretch into the right hip flexor and an opening into the left hip. If you want, back toe tucks, lift the back knee. Keep twisting. Twist from the belly and melt deeper into those hips. One last breath. With your exhale, left hand down to earth. We're going to find that pyramid flow again. So take an inhale to lift your heart. Melt into that left hip. Look forwards. With your exhale, extend left leg. Draw nose to knee. Find that space into the back of the left leg. Try to square your hips so the left hip draws backwards. Press the right heel down. And then inhale to move with your breath, come forwards again. Exhale, extend. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. And every time you try to find a little bit more space, exhale. Last one. Exhale. And then inhale, come back forwards. Starting to find the strength into your feet. And slowly rise up, high lunge, inhale. Exhale to mount. So the left knee is stacked on top of the left ankle. That right leg presses back firmly. And think about, again, elevating the front side of the body and grounding the back side of the body, tucking the tailbone. Option for hands on hips, or you keep them up. Squeeze that left glute and melt a little deeper down if you can. One last breath. And then slowly drop your right heel in, 4 2. Melting into the left knee. So left toes are forwards, right toes turn out. And you want to open that left knee towards the left. Squeezing the glutes and the quads. Drawing the right shoulder open. And then take an inhale to flip the palm reverse. Exhale to stay. Keep that left knee as deeply bent as you can. Engage your core here. Lift your heart up towards the sky. And bend a little bit deeper. Press into your big left toe. Take another inhale. And with your exhale, slowly windmill your hands down to earth. Lift your back heel off the mat. And then step that right foot a good step closer. Finding your skis again. Your train tracks. Extending the left leg as well, if you can. Maybe hands onto the shin if that's better. Think about squaring the hips, so left hip draws back, right hip draws forwards. And then take an inhale to flatten your back, lift the heart. Exhale, fold as deep as you can. And again, if that left leg doesn't fully straighten, that's okay. But you want to work for it. So engage the quads, press into the feet. And your back heel is down into your mat. One last inhale. And with your exhale, plant your hands, bend the left knee a little bit, and then step back, either for downward dog, or you take your little vinyasa flow. Take a few deep breaths in your down dog. And then inhale to lift your heels, look in between your hands, step or float, top of your mat. Inhale, come halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up all the way this time. Look up, and exhale for hands into your heart space. Take a good breath here. Soften the body. Soften your face. And slow your breath down. When you're ready, I'm going to move a little bit more with that same sequence, using the breath to flow. Take an inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, vinyasa flow or downward facing dog. And from the down dog, inhale to lift your right leg high. Exhale, draw knee into nose for a tiger curl. Push the floor away, draw knee in. And we'll do that again. Inhale, right leg shoots back up high, flowing through it with control. Exhale, knee to nose, and this time again, step it forwards. Straight away, left hand stays down, keep the back knee up, twist. Inhale. With your exhale, right hand down to earth. Inhale to lift your heart, melt into the hips. Exhale for pyramids, just one time. Inhale, move forwards. Exhale to press into that right foot. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale to melt. Inhale to stay. Exhale, warrior two. Going a little deeper this time, maybe, if you can. Keep that right knee deeply bent. And press into the outer edge of your back foot. Inhale to flip palm, reverse. Exhale to melt deeper into the right knee. Look up. Inhale to stay. And with your exhale, hands down to earth again. Finding your pyramid, so you lift your back heel, step left foot in, and take that pyramid one more time. But this time, bring your hands into your hips. So get your feet into the skis, and then inhale for a flat back. So you lengthen through the back body, pull the navel in towards your spine, square the hips, press deep into your feet. Keep your shoulders away from your ears so you lift your heart forwards. Core is strong. If you want to add more, extend your arms overhead. So you really want to keep that flat back, parallel towards your mat. One more inhale. With your exhale, only the left hand comes down to your mat. If that's too deep, bring it onto the shin. The right hand twists open towards your right side. So the right arm reaches up, left hand is on top of the shin or down. Keep squaring the hips. Draw the right hip back. Legs are super strong. One more inhale. And with your exhale, slowly right hand down. Step back. Downward dog or vinyasa flow. Deep breath. Exhale. We've got one more side to go and then I'll give you guys a rest. So when you're ready, lift your left leg high to sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Bring shoulders forwards on your wrists. Strong core. Inhale, left leg high again. Exhale, knee to nose. Look up between the hands, step forwards. Right hand stays down, twist open. Back knee is up. Lengthen through left fingers. Inhale. With your exhale, left knee down. Inhale, melt the hips. Look forwards, lift your heart. Exhale, extend, pyramid. Inhale, move forward. When you're ready, pressing that left foot deep down. And then rising up, high lunge. Exhale to melt. One breath to stay. And then opening up warrior two again. Going a little bit deeper, just allowing that active stretching, as we call it, those repetitions, to create more space in the body. Inhale, flip palm reverse. Exhale to keep that left knee as deeply bent as you can. Lift your heart. Breathe into the left ribs. One last breath. With your exhale, hands down to earth. Frame front foot. Lift the back heel. Step it closer. Skis. See if you can straighten both legs. Pressing both heels down. And then bring the hands onto the hips again. Lifting the heart. Belly draws in towards the spine. Super strong core. And if you want to take this one step further, extend the arms forwards. Keeping your arms next towards the ears. Keep reaching through the fingers and pressing into your feet. One last inhale. With your exhale, right hand comes down, either onto your mat or onto the shin. Remember, now we twist open. Twisting from the left shoulder at the core. Try to draw that belly open. Keep pressing into your feet. Last inhale. And with your exhale, hand down. Step back. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. And when you've reached your down dog, allow your knees to come down to your mat and to touch the outer edges of your mat. Big toes together, soften the hips down. Wide-legged child's pose. And feel free to really sink into the hips by giving them a bit of a shake here. And then allow your forehead to melt and rest into your mat. And come back there into your body, noticing how it feels. Feeling your hips melt. And to lengthen through the spine. And slow your breath down. And your heart rate down. Final inhale. With your exhale, press into your palms so you can lift up. Walk the hands towards the body. And then sit down onto your hips so you can swing your legs forwards. Extending your legs out, fully in front of you. Feet are hip width apart, and you flex the feet in towards your face. Now, if you know that you're quite tight in your hamstrings, you may want to lift the knees a little bit. So you bend into them, you create some length into the back body. Now from here, take your arms up high to sky. With your exhale, you start to lean and reach forward, but from the heart space. So not trying to run into the spine yet. You keep your heart lifted, your belly is super engaged, reaching forwards towards the toes. If someone's pulling your fingertips, take another breath in, lengthen, reach. And then with your exhale, just let go of your arms, but that heart stays lifted, the back stays long, the belly stays engaged. Maybe if you have the space, you start to extend the legs out fully. Take another breath in to bring the heart closer towards the toes. Exhale. One more inhale. And this time with your exhale, feel free to round the spine to fully let go into your forward fold. Paschimottanasana. So your legs stay engaged by flexing the feet. See if you can get your upper body to relax fully. Give your head a big shake. You may feel a deep stretch into the back body. Lean into it and breathe into it. One last breath. And then slowly rise up. Now from here, bring your legs out wide into a straddle. So feel free to stagger around until you have the space that you need. And here as well, so you flex your feet in towards the face, and you do that because then straight away you start to engage your quads. Bring the hands just behind your back so you can lift the hips for a moment and then sit yourself slightly bit further forwards. So you start to feel that stretch in your inner thighs here. Then take a deep inhale to lift the arms up again. With your exhale, starting on the right side, bring the right elbow on the inside of the knee, or wherever it reaches. And then with that leverage, open the heart up towards the sky and reach the left arm over towards the toes. Now if you're super flexy, then grab those toes and draw yourself underneath. Or just keep lengthening. Doesn't matter where you are, even if you're here, it's about feeling that side stretch again. See if you can keep both sitting bones down into your mat. And with every breath in, lift the heart. Every exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. One last breath. And then slowly rise all the way back up. Release the arms. Roll the shoulders, one inhale. Exhale back and down the spine. Other side, inhale, arms up. With your exhale, left elbow inside of left knee. Draw the chest open. Start to reach overhead. You want to try to keep that upper arm straight, because when you do, you can actually try and feel the difference in how deep your stretch is. So if you stretch it fully out, this deep of depth is going away, way further. And again, use your breath to go a little bit deeper with every exhale. One last inhale, and then slowly come back, release, exhale. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, back and down the spine. Then bring your hands underneath the knees. Gently lift them up and bring them back together. Bend into your knees, wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a good hug here. And just a moment to acknowledge yourself, your body, your practice. Now notice how you feel what a bit of movement is doing to your physical body, your mental and emotional body. What's changing or shifting for you? Now from here, let go of your arms and start to roll all the way down into your back. Keep the knees in towards your chest. Coming into a happy baby. So you're gonna bend your knees, bring them out wide. Stack the ankles on top of the knees and then grab a hold of the feet. If the feet are too far away, don't worry. Grab your shins or even the backs of your thighs. Whatever is possible here. Now the soles of your feet reach up towards the sky or face up towards the sky. And just with the weight of your hands into the feet, you're going to keep drawing the feet actually closer in towards your body. Your shoulders stay down into your mat. Your tailbone reaches down towards the mat as well. So try to lengthen the spine and keep the spine flat into the floor instead of rounding into it. And then feel free to wiggle a bit from side to side. Or you may extend one leg out and then the other, or both at the same time. Just anything that feels good here for the last few minutes. Deep belly breath. And then slowly let your feet go. Bend the knees and just give it a few windshield wipers, dropping knees from side to side. And then we're going to come back to the same pose that we started with, the bridge pose. So plunge your feet as close towards the sacrum as you can. Feet are hip width apart. Tap the ankles to make sure you're close enough. Plant the palms. And then start to lift the hips up on your next breath in. We're going to stay here this time. Engage your inner thighs and try to work the knees towards one another. Squeeze your glutes in and maybe interlock the hands underneath the back. And come fully onto the shoulders. Pressing up even higher. Keep lifting. Opening up the front side of the body. Front side of the hips. Take another inhale. And then slowly with control, exhale. Let go of your hands first and drop the hips. Now we've got one more round to go. You have two options. Either you take the exact same variation that we just did, and you can choose again that variation with lifting one leg up and then the other, just like at the start. Or if you have a full wheel pose in your practice, feel free to go for it. But only try if you've done that before, because I obviously can't keep an eye on you. So be careful and notice, check in with yourself what feels good for you today. So I'm going to take it another time. Inhale into that bridge pose, interlocking my hands underneath the back, coming into the shoulders, lifting up even higher, creating a deeper back bend, and then lifting my right leg up. Keeping the hips squared, pressing into the left foot. And slowly bring that down while keeping the hips lifted. And lifting the other one up. And bringing it down. Wherever you are, slowly come out. Your own pace and time. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. Crossing your right knee over your left. And then with the help of your left hand, drop your knees over to your left side. Opening the right arm fully out. Final twist. Take a super deep breath in through your belly. And a nice and deep sigh to let it go. And to allow gravity to pull you into opposite directions. Your gaze is over to your right hand. One last breath. And slowly come back to center. Unlocking the knees and straight away taking it over to the other side. So crossing left knee over right knee. Right hand guides your knees over to the right side. Left arm opens fully to your left. And bring your gaze over towards that left hand. Starting to wind your practice down by deepening your breath and making your body heavy. Take another deep breath in and then come back to center. And getting ready for your final Shavasana. Extending your legs out. Feel free if you have a pillow to bring a pillow underneath the knees here to bring some support for the lower back. And make sure your feet are again out a little wider. Hands nice and wide, palms facing up towards the sky. And if you want to wear something warm or cover yourself. And close your eyes. And take a last deepest breath in through your nose. And the deepest sigh to let it go. And with that sigh, allow your body to glue into the earth. Notice the tingly sensations anywhere in your body. Can you feel the energy? And then just rest into that energy. Keep your chin up, little stargazer, at worlds above our own. You are small, but you are stardust, and that's worth more than you have known. For every sun and solar flare is made up just like you, and if they're cause for wonder, then I promise you are too. Look out, little stargazer, till nothing's left unseen, and know there's not a patch of sky where no one else's eyes have been, that the darkness that unfolds you holds countless other starlit hearts, and with this you'd stand together, though you live lifetimes apart. Be brave now, little stargazer, the sky is growing light, and courage wanes like moonbeams when it's pulled out from the night. But like those who gaze before you, know that when your heart is full of fear, that it is always in your darkness that the stars start to appear. And slowly start to bring some movement back into your body. Wiggling toes and fingers. Maybe bring your arms overhead, giving yourself a good stretch. And then hug your knees in towards your chest and roll over to your right side. And when you're ready, slowly, with your eyes closed, start to make your way up to a seated cross-legged position. Bring your hands into your heart space. And take a last deep inhale through the nose. And a deep sigh, exhale. Feeling that practice wash all over you. And keep reminding yourself, whatever you go through right now in these weird times, keep taking those moments for yourself to reconnect. And trust that everything is going to be fine. Bowing your forehead down towards your fingers. Saying gratitude for coming onto the mat today. The love and the light in me honors the love and the light in you. Namaste. Thank you.